Hey guys, Alex here from TitanBearGaming.com, at TitanBearGaming on social media. In today's video, I get to take a look at some RPG products made by DogMight Games. Now, DogMight makes a whole bunch of RPG accessories of the kinds of things that you would expect from a high-quality craftsman style thing. You get dice towers, you get dice trays, dice cases, things to hold your dice in, things to hold your miniatures in, but also a whole bunch of stuff that you wouldn't expect. They've got all kinds of really crazy things in their product catalog. I highly recommend heading over to DogMight.com and taking a look at the different products they've got. One that I really like is they have weapons. They've got like LARP style wooden weapons that you can buy from them, as well as axe shaped or hammer shaped dice boxes to keep your dice in, so you can actually hold them like a little weapon. Very cool stuff. They're constantly pushing the envelope as far as coming up with new form factors and things that players can use. In fact, right now I think they just finished up a Kickstarter for their GM system, their Dungeon Master system. That is a combination of dice tray for rolling, of DM screen to hide your dice rolls, as well as having an initiative tracker built into it and having a whiteboard on it. It's really nice. Go take a look at it. I promise you won't be disappointed. But anyway, in today's video, I get to take a look at two of their products, the Adventure Case and the Dragon Sheath. Now, the TLDR, for those of you who can't stick around for too long, is I really like both of these products. I think that DogMight does a really excellent job satisfying the high-end consumer market for RPG products, very high craftsmanship products. The build quality seems to be really good for their products. They use the usual high quality, very nice, appealing, exotic wood types that you've come to expect from companies like them. But because they like to use thicker planks for their products, it gives it kind of a larger build, a kind of a larger feel in hand when it's on the table, which I actually kind of like. It helps to set them apart a little bit in terms of their style. The products that DogMight makes is very functional. It's very clear that the developers and the designers over at DogMight pay close attention to the kinds of things that you'd actually want to do with their products, from down to having individual partitions for each, different things of figures or miniatures or dice or coins or tokens or whatever it is that you want to be doing. They probably have a customization option for that. And lastly, the overall impression for DogMight products is really good. These things are stunning when you pull them out at the table. And let's be real, if you're buying one of these for yourself, you're looking to make a statement, or if you're getting it as a gift for someone, they're sure to be pleased. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first one that I'm going to look at is the Dragon Sheath. This guy is a dice tray or a figurine tray that, as you can see here, has a couple of different sections contained inside of it. This one is made of Wenge as kind of this darker material here on the outside, and African mahogany here on the inside. It's got these nice neodymium magnets for keeping the thing together, keeping it in one piece. And as you can see also, we've got this nice surface design here. Let's try and get the right flare on it. There we go. Of this nice direwolf engraving that we have on the top. It's heavy enough that it's not going to be going anywhere, and it's got these nice chambers on the inside that has some nice foam on it here so that you can put a figurine in there if you want to, and have your dice here on the side. They like to do these things. These things usually come in at I think 130 to 150 MSRP, and you can buy it from DogMight's website. And the cost is usually dictated by the quality of the wood that you want to go for. If you're going to be doing either a two-tone like this one's called their banded style, or if you're going to be going more of a single tone wood for it. I like it a lot. It's hard to tell in the video here, but the varnish on this guy, the polish that you have on here, is very thick and is very well buffed. So I feel like this would actually survive the test of time really nicely. Now, one more thing that I will say is, from a customizability perspective, the interior of the Dragon Sheath here is fully customizable. They have a whole bunch of different templates that you can do so that you can have coin spaces in here. You can do multiple figurines if you want, or if you want to do just a skinny row for just dice and you don't want to bother having a figurine in there. These are all customizable at checkout when you're picking one of these things up. Now, like I said, this one does clock in at around 130 to 150 MSRP, but you can get that reduced if you go for one of their overstock items that they have. I've seen it dropped down to about a $90 price point. Now, also as a comparison, this kind of dice vault style thing is something that most of these other companies do as well. And I think that DogMight's does compete fairly nicely. I like the overall heft of it. I think the interior is a little bit higher quality, especially if you're going with the banded style, the two-tone on here. It is a little bit more expensive than the other competitors, but I think that the overall heft for it and the difference in appearance and kind of the difference in terms of its form factor does make up for that. So the other one that we get to look at is the Adventure Case. Now, this one is a much bigger product than the Dragon Sheath. This guy is intended to be, this big old jewelry box looking thing here, is intended to be a combination of storage box, dice tray. You can use it to block your rolls if you're the dungeon master, if you're a player who happens to like to keep their rolls hidden. You can do all of those things with this. Now, it's a much bigger product than the Dragon Sheath, as you can see. This guy MSRPs at around 220 or so, going up to like 250 if you're going to get one of these nice surface designs done on here. And as you can see here, the guys at DogMight were actually very sneaky about this one. They didn't tell me that they were going to be putting my logo on there, so I'm really happy that they did. But as you can see, you get kind of this nice two-tone style thing if you want to. Now, this one here is made of Padauk, is the kind of wood that it's made of. It's also an African wood, just like the other two, mahogany and the Wenge. Padauk, P-A-D-A-U-K is how it's spelled. Now, this one's got kind of a jewelry box feel to it. We've got this big clasp here at the front to open him up. And you might have noticed that the emblem on the lid was positioned so that it's right side up when you're using it blocking like a screen like this. It's not upside down. It's intended so that you can have it visible while your box is open here. So we open them up and we can see inside we have this felted bottom in here that's intended to be used as like a rolling tray. We've got this top section that has another clasp on him that when you open it up has these nice varnished doors on here that open up just so you can see the different compartments that they've got in here. So you could put your dice inside there, you can put figurines inside there. If you've got tokens or condition trackers or anything else along those lines, they would fit in nicely inside here. Now, the thing about the adventure case is it has a couple of different intended ways of usage. You can use it just as a laying flat kind of thing like this, where you can use it and use the different compartments to keep store your pieces and your little baubles and things. Or you can use it as kind of a dungeon master screen or even as a player screen if you want to use it in this kind of style, where you put these walls up here on the sides and you use the lid of the case to block vision otherwise. They do make these cool lights for this thing that I think I'm probably going to have to pick up myself just for the coolness factor, that have these little dangly chains that like plug in here in the lid and they just hang down with these little gold chains and these little LED bulbs on the top end just to have them. I think they're a very cool accessory and it's just a nice thoughtful thing that I think DogMight has come up with for this. And I'm pretty sure that from a customization perspective, you can get the felt of whatever color you'd like. The website for DogMight has a lot of different customization and personalization options that you can go for. What's more is you don't even actually have to do a device style logo here on the top. They have a bunch of sculpts that you could also choose to do instead of doing a symbol like this or whatnot. You can get this nice embossed thing like the direwolf from the Dragon Sheath. It's got like a Tarrasque and there's like eldritch symbols or like a Cthulhu head or something along these lines. All kinds of really great things. So I'm really impressed by the stuff that DogMight Games is putting out. Both the Dragon Sheath as well as the adventure case are really high build quality. I like the style of wood that they're choosing to use. The thicker build for them, I think, differentiates them somewhat from their competition and gives them kind of a different, unique appearance at the gaming table, while still like kind of a heavier hand feel I actually kind of like. Being a larger guy myself, I don't want my dice skittering across the table if I accidentally whack one of these things. I think that the adventure case design is kind of ingenious, taking this more jewelry box style feel thing, giving them a couple of openable wings on there to use as like a rolling case. I actually think I'm probably just going to straight up swap out my Dungeon Master screen for just this for the next game that I have coming up. I think that this will work perfectly well for that. I kind of appreciate being able to drop into a smaller form factor for the GM screen so I can be more present in the action with the players. I really like the Dragon Sheath style and design that we have here. This is the kind of dice vault or dice container kind of product. I really like this one. There's a whole bunch of these different kinds in the market. All these different companies are kind of competing in the same space, but I really like the design of this one and I like the heft of this one. So I think that about does it. Head on over to dogmight.com and take a look at their products. Like I said, they've got all kinds of crazy things and neat designs. Very thoughtful, very well designed, very well laid out. And honestly, just flipping through the product listing is a good time in and of itself. So a big thank you to DogMight Games for sending these things over for review and for being you thoughtful, cheeky buggers, you, for putting my logo there on the top. It's kind of a surreal experience for me. So leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the stuff that you've seen on here. Do you have a DogMight product yourself? What do you like about them? What do you dislike about them? And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be perfectly happy to answer them. Like the video, subscribe to the channel so you can see when I'm putting new stuff up. You can come talk to me over on social media at Titan Bear Gaming on basically all forms of social media and on Discord now. We do have have a Discord server that we're running at Titan Bear Gaming where you can come chat with me. I'd love to come talk to you, especially if it's about picking up dungeon mastering or some of the finer points of learning how to dungeon master. I think that the purpose for the Discord is going to be a little for getting more into the longer form conversations. I think that about does it. Until next time I see you, have more fun, would you? It's good for you.